Yeah, what was up in that prison school this week?
The main character got stabbed in the ass with a tree branch.
Okay then.
Moving
Oh,
on.
wait,
No, I'm
also,
kidding.
and there's also something that piss fetishists will like.
Okay then. Welcome to the anime and simulcast discussion podcast, Divergence Cast.
Doot doot.
And doot doot, yes. And while we did say that we would be changing our format this week, since we don't actually have much to discuss in our general anime discussions, we will just be doing the news first in our before our simulcast discussion, and then we'll move on to the simulcasts, and then we'll end the show. But yeah, as always, I am one of your hosts, JJ. I am joined by my fellow co-host, Alex.
Yo.
And this week we are joined by our friend, Adam.
Hello.
And as always, the annotations will be in the video description, so if you would like to jump around at any point during the show, feel free to, as we don't mind. But yeah, and so first off, we'll start off with some news. So first off, the Legend of the Galactic Heroes remake has been set for 2017 and has had Production I.G attached to it.
Hashtag hype.
Hype, hype, mega hype. We're gonna require a fortress for this hype.
The Isolon Fortress.
The Isolon Fortress for sure. But yeah, it's with a release date like that, sort of cures my worries that they might make it a bit too short compared to the original. Because if they're announcing it for like 2 years into the future, then yeah, they're definitely going to put a lot of production into it.
Oh yeah. And Production IG knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
So I trust them. They did Ghost in the Shell.
yeah. I mean, sometimes they have some series that they don't tend to put as much production into, but when they actually get behind something and put a lot of money into it, they'll make something that's genuinely good.
I think they kind of have to put the
Yeah,
time and money into Legend of the Galactic Heroes or they're going to deal with hell
yeah,
from the fans. That's like one of the highest rated shows I've ever seen that's not super mainstream like everybody knows about it.
yeah. Like
But
it's
like
yeah,
almost everybody I know who's actually finished it has given it a 10 out of 10.
yeah. It's like
Meanwhile, I'm here like on like episode 17.
you've got a while to go, but yeah,
Yeah.
I just went all the way up to my second favorite series, the original did. By the time I finished it, so yeah, it's like it. I only sort of like Steins Gate is still obviously my favorite show, but comparatively, it's like almost halfway to where Steins Gate would be. So that's kind of impressive given how high I hold Steins Gate to everything else. So I I'd say Legend of the Galactic Heroes is to space opera is what Steins Gate is to time travel. It's like it's easily the best I've seen out there for the genre.
It's number 8 on the top anime series on Mal, and
Yeah,
3 of the series above it are just different series of Gintama.
yeah.
So
Which I mean, Gintama is good and all, but it's nowhere near as good as Legend of the Galactic Heroes is for me. And it's, the only reason I'd say that is where it is because Gintama is obviously more well known than Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
mhm. As is some of the other like the other stuff that's up there
Yeah,
like Steins Gate, Full Metal Alchemist, Hunter x Hunter, Clannad.
yeah,
That's what's above it really. And that's all.
yeah. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to 2017 now. It's just all the people are going to like they're gonna finally witness. People who haven't actually watched the original will finally witness the gloriousness of like Yang and uh, uh, forgot the other guy's name, but yeah, all the different interesting
Admiral
characters.
Brett.
and and of course, I predict Oberstein will be the most hated character of 2017. Just genuinely hated the most. But
You
yeah,
know, also I like the 2017 release date because uh, it gives me plenty of time to watch the remaining like 94 episodes that I
yeah,
haven't seen.
yeah.
So
And I probably should get around to the offshoot series as well and the other movies.
I've seen the first movie because that was the
Yeah,
prequel.
yeah, I've seen the first movie as well. It's just I haven't gotten around to the other movies yet. But yeah, it gives. I definitely recommend people watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes because it's really really good. Like it's just by far probably one of the best, just in general, space operas I've seen.
Oh yeah, and like with the whole 2017 release date, there's no excuse on like
Yep.
waiting. Like there's like if you're just like, oh, I'll just wait for the new one. Like you're dumb. You're missing out on something amazing.
Yeah.
That could very well be me. It's like I ought to watch that show 2 years later. I meant to do something.
Well, at the very least, you can watch the first movie. It's like only an hour and a half, and it gives you a good idea of what you're in for.
It really sets up the character as well.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, that's the news for Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
And it's
Next,
also just straight up a good movie.
yeah, yeah, it's just really, really good. But yeah, I guess moving on from the next news is the Japanese dub of RWBY has been previewed, and it's got a lot of really good talent behind it.
Oh yeah, I just watched the trailer a few minutes ago and it looks great.
Yeah, and of course, Yang's Seiyu does auras whenever she punches people.
Taking a note from JoJo.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, there's a lot of talent behind it. We've, there's at least three Seiyu who also voiced characters in Kill la Kill. Yang's voiced by Ryuko. Nora's going to be voiced by Mako, and Torchwick is same Seiyu as Akira, and all the other Seiyu are just as good. Sari Hayama is voicing Ruby. Yoko Hikasa is voicing Weiss. It's a lot of talent behind it, so I actually might just completely rewatch it all the way through in its Japanese dub whenever it gets released.
Yeah, I'll probably do that too. It's good. Like it's a good show, and it's. I mean, I quite often rewatch things when the English dub comes out, so I may as well go the other way around, right?
Yeah, but yeah. Let's see. Next up, that's another PV for Heavy Object was released, and this time they showed the mecha, and it very much does look like a heavy object. It's just this like heavy circular object with on three leg things, and it's got a whole shit ton of guns on it, like guns all over it, and giant guns coming out of its back, and it's kind of just looks ridiculous, but it looks sort of gloriously ridiculous. It might be interesting to watch.
I haven't seen that PV yet, and now I'm like searching it up right now.
But yeah, and let's see. And next, and finally, on my end at least, I think Adam had some news, but on my end, Crunchyroll's Mascot actually got to appear in an anime. She appeared in the latest episode of Wooser's
Wooser's hand-to-mouth life.
Yeah, Hand to Mouth Life, and yeah, and she was voiced by Victoria Holden, aka Sailor B on Twitter as well, so that was pretty cool. And plus, you actually got to hear anime character randomly speak fluent English in a Japanese dub, which was interesting. I'm just kind of curious,
No more English.
I'm just kind of curious how familiar the Japanese audience is with Crunchyroll? Because, like, is it, oh, hey, it's that one mascot from that one side, or is it, like, confused viewers, or viewers are confused over why a random anime character is speaking English fluently, or something like that?
Yeah, I'm watching the Heavy Object PV right now, and your description was very accurate. Sorry to backtrack to that,
It's fine.
but
But,
also
yeah.
the animation looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. But that's all the news I had. Was there any news you were wanting to talk about, Adam?
Well, they uh, they released a new Funimation released a trailer for the United States release of the Attack on Titan movies that are the live action ones. And I just thought that was interesting. They look good. But I have heard that they deviate a lot from the story of the manga and TV anime. But you know what? I almost think that's better than how they did the anime movies, where they just cut out like interesting and important things to make it 2 hours long.
Yeah.
You know, so it looks like an interesting movie. I have no idea if I'll be able to watch it or how much I care, but
Yeah.
I believe one of them releases in September, and the next one is in October. Oh, and Canada's getting them too. Good
Of
for you,
course.
Canada.
Yay, Canada. But yeah. I guess if we have nothing else in news, we will move on to simulcasts. So first up, Shimoneta. So yeah, Anna.
You know, even though I keep watching Shimoneta, I feel like I have like the Excalibur face whenever it's brought up. Because like uh Anna is terrifying. Is downright the most terrifying character I have ever seen in anything.
Wait, did she do something this episode or
Oh yeah, yeah, she
Yeah,
did a thing.
there was sprinkling.
Uh she
uh
did a thing and it was not appropriate.
Of course not, because this is Shimoneta. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, this week's episode was mostly introducing the new purple-haired chick and sort of introducing the new villains as well, like the new perverted sort of underwear people that like steal
Yeah,
underwear.
perverted underwear people.
And of course, the yaoi manga with the main character and Gorik Senpai.
Well, I mean, we all saw that coming.
Yes, we all saw it coming.
Wink.
We all saw that coming as well. But yeah.
Shut up.
I can't. But, and of course,
let's just say coming and just laugh at it, and then that's its entire segment instead.
that's the entire segment, and then we'll climax.
Some Beavis and Butthead type of crap. Coming.
But yeah. And yeah, there's the whole thing with the new purple-haired character. What's her face? I couldn't remember, outside of the fact that her hairstyle looks like a penis head.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, one of the light novel covers has makes reference to that. Because I swear when they were like talking about when it was first like announced, some of the sites, Crunchyroll or Anime News Network, would have all the light novel volumes.
This is just one of like the weirdest shows that I've seen.
It's the Fahrenheit 51 if Fahrenheit 51 was about pornography.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I mean, like, it's definitely like a good. It's very good as like a satire.
Yeah.
So, which is what it's going for. But I can't say I feel comfortable watching it.
Well, obviously you're not going to watch in a public place.
No.
Nonsense. I'll go watch it on a park bench like tomorrow or something.
In front of
don't
an
mind me
elementary
every day.
school.
That's a good way to get
Cops
arrested.
the cops just come up to me, sir. Do you have any idea why we arresting you right now. I was like, no, officer, I don't know. What am I doing wrong?
And then you
Well,
just become you become a member of SOX.
yeah, pretty much. I
We
just
need to
started just
shout
I just
dirty things in
yeah,
public.
I just started on my own, and no one ever joins me.
Yeah.
And I'll just do the ending dance on the highway.
SOX,
So,
SOX. Oh my god.
But I'm actually, on the subject of discomfort in Shimoneta, it actually makes me wonder, if you watch the first episode of Prison School after this, what do you think of it? Because you know, some of the people we talked to, like Charlie and SK, or Colin, some of you might know him, anybody who pays attention to the show, actually think, at least Charlie thinks, Prison School is mild compared to Shimoneta.
Really?
Yeah. We're not so much
Hmm.
mild, but pretty much, Shimoneta's far more like shocking.
Well, Shimoneta is shock value the anime.
it's shock
So,
val. That's like the fourth episode with the or was it the fifth episode with like the love nectar thing. Like they outright had like people with who are like who have heart problems or something like that probably shouldn't be watching this or something.
yeah. Yeah, they had like that little warning at the beginning that that show is absolutely insane.
And all the yeah.
What was the person who wrote the light novels thinking?
That they will. I'm not sure. I
All
guess.
right, yeah, I don't even want to jump into that rabbit hole. Um,
I suppose this kind of is like a response to uh, higher morality laws or something. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's Japan.
Yeah. But anyways,
And that's pretty much this whole podcast. Anything that's involved with it, it could pretty much be summed up in that sentence. It's Japan.
yes. But see, anything else about Shimoneta?
It's is floating like all over the scoreboard for me right now.
Yeah.
So
But I guess if
I don't even know what to think about it. My brain sort of just turns off when I watch it. And then like I come off of autopilot mode when the credits start playing and I'm like just like what? I do like how the opening, how it always like introduces the basic premise.
yeah,
It reminds me of Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
yeah.
I just think that's amusing.
But yeah. I guess if nothing else about Shimoneta, you guys can talk about Charlotte, or specifically episode 5 of Charlotte.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to refresh myself on episode 5. I just watched episode 7 like earlier today.
Actually, it's episode 6. My bad.
Oh, we're
6?
we're on
Yeah.
6. Okay, that makes more
Okay.
sense.
All right. So episode 6 is when things are starting to pick up plot-wise, I think.
Hmm.
Um, I think as far as the only thing I'm going to say about episode 7 is I think it's the last, probably going to be the last very, very character-focused episode.
Hmm.
Where I think they've established all of the characters properly now and are gonna move forward with the story. And episode 6 very much set up for that with probably the most terrifying power they've shown so far in the show.
Earthquake. Tremor.
Yeah,
What is it? What's officially
collapse.
called again?
It's
Collapse.
called collapse. And basically what goes down is things collapse, like just fall apart.
Hmm. And pretty much
It's kind of like
main character's sister's dream actually winds up coming true.
yeah.
It's pretty much prophecy.
Yeah,
At that point.
it's kind of like if anybody's seen Fairy Tale, it's like Gildarts' power except uncontrollable. You know, where it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
things are just destroyed.
Like I said, I do. You know that I mean, I do. I did like where the episode. I did like the episode. I do like where they're taking it. But it's like I talked to you about earlier in the week. I do do have a bit of an issue with a certain part or how they did how they pretty much got to that point or what they decided to do to get to that point in the episode, and it's pretty much the introduction of that crazy girl. How
I
that
don't know, like key shows to me seem like they run on a formula, but at the same time they're very unpredictable
mm,
because like their formula almost is to be unpredictable, you know. So I have no idea where things are going to go from here. That character that crazy girl character either could be really important or maybe we'll never see her again. I have no idea. But
and
uh,
that's sort of my issue with it. Like before this episode, besides like her parts in it, there's really no, there was nothing. There's really no build up there, in my opinion. And unless
well,
it's like you said, unless they feature her later in the show, to me, it's like you sort of spent all this. You did this with a character you ultimately threw away.
well, I think the rest of the show, like right now, I have the show in my mind as pretty much a 10 out of 10. That's just my personal opinion, but that does sort of ride on how they move forward from here. Because if they use the events the of episode 6 as
Mhm.
sort of like a jumping off point as to the foundation, build on what happened there and focus on that for the rest of the show, then it would probably stay at like 10 out of 10 level. But if they basically like pretend it never happened,
Mhm.
then they screwed up.
That's
And
and
I'll be very disappointed.
that's sort of my fear there because, like I said, besides like her friend or quote unquote friend, and besides the part where she's staring at the main character, and then like the beginning of the episode when they have her just like sort of looking pissed or like upset, it's like you use this character to make. I'm trying to think of the right word. You pretty much use that character as sort of what triggered what's her name? Her his sister, the
Ayu?
main character. Yeah, I use powers. But the way you did it, it's like it just felt so cliche, in my opinion.
Well,
That's one of the things that really pissed me off because it's like it's like I
well, it
said, it's all
didn't.
dependent on whether the character is used ever
Yeah.
again after this. If she is, I
It
might not have as much of a problem. I'm sorry to keep on
yeah.
interrupting you. I'm just trying to get my
No, it's
point
fine.
out. But but the thing is like you couldn't think of any other better way besides like murderous jealousy to move a plot forward. With
Well,
in my
when we
and
do think about it, just take a moment to step back and be realistic. That is very middle school.
To me, like but even in regular anime, you don't not that any that I've watched, you don't see like middle schoolers act like that. Like, not in anything that I've watched at
No,
least.
it does feel like this type of stupid thing a middle schooler would
Yeah, and
do.
that's the thing with like but to me, it's just like you pretty much took what's usually saved for like high schooler stuff, gave it to a middle schooler, and it, to me just didn't really have a place in the episode. And she's like, wielding a fucking box cutter like a machete. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is stupid. But
I honestly enjoyed it. I thought it was like I have a weird sense of humor and I just thought it was amusing. Um,
I had the opposite reaction. It was just like the longer the girl was on screen, the angrier I got. It's like this is so stupid. But
See,
it was
I had the
oh,
opposite response. I still thought this is so stupid, but I had the opposite reaction to it being stupid. So where I personally enjoyed it, but
like I
that's
said, it
just my
didn't.
taste.
I'll say uh, like they now like a week after the episode, it wasn't nearly enough to ruin anything for me. I still do at the end enjoy where it's going, and
I definitely
it
think
is
you
to me
should
probably one of the
watch
best.
episode 7.
Yeah, I'll probably be watching that after like at night, but I would still say it probably is one of my favorite shows. Just I'm not really ready to ready to say I'd assign it like a 10 yet. I really have to
Well,
think. I had to.
yeah.
I sort of want to see where this is going before I give it any score.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm not saying that I would necessarily give it a 10 now. It's too early. But I was saying like if it does things a certain way, like it can pretty much like it set itself up
Mhm.
to have the opportunity to be a 10 if it takes the opportunity, you know,
Yeah.
where like it could screw up and wind up being like a 7. I don't know. It wouldn't be the first show that's done that, you
Classic
know.
memories. Forever. Well, then again, you
Rolling
like that
Girls.
anyway, so yeah. Actually, I don't think I could give Rolling Girls any more than a 6 after that,
I think,
especially
what did
after
I
where
give
it
Rolling
went.
Girls? Yeah, but Rolling Girls started out amazing.
Mm.
Um,
Uh, yeah, try to keep this.
yeah,
Don't try to do
but
this.
on to Charlotte. I like what they're doing so far. I liked episode 7. Episode 7 still felt like it was setting up, but it definitely did build off of what happened in episode 6, if that makes you feel better about it. So,
Like I said,
uh,
it's not like a certain spring show where an episode or a moment in an episode practically ruined my enjoyment of the series up to that point. I'm
I
still enjoying where this is going, so
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much my stance too. I like what's happening. I'm very excited to see what happens next, which is like which is good. You know, that's what a show's creator should be going for. I want episode 8 now, you know. You should look forward to episode 7.
mm-hmm.
Um I still like the power. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, anything more on it? Because I can't think of anything.
yeah, no, I don't really have anything more to say on episode 6.
All right.
All right. If you got nothing else to say about Charlotte, okay. Then we'll move on to Food Wars. So let's see. This week they introduced the Spice character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
And also the Stalker
oh
character,
yeah, the Stalker character. She
as well as a really strong seeming person that leaves a footprint in the ground just by stepping or
Yeah,
stomping.
yeah. I don't ever remember seeing her in any of the any of the openings or anything. So I have no idea if she's like just going to be a bit character or what.
Who knows?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they also did announce the
Fall elections.
yeah, fall elections, like all the people, and they were basically setting that up for the next couple of episodes. And then they of course they announced the dish is going to be curry, so that sort of set everything up for them meeting the one spice guy and the one chick
Spice Girl.
spice girl. What's funny about her? She looks like Papara to me.
Eh, when you show, I sort of missed it in the pictures you posted when I was watching the episode last night. That pretty much is like, JJ's right.
Yeah, she just reminds me of Papara. She's so short, and her personality just kind of reminds me of Papara.
I love the endless loop of
Yeah,
the infinital or whatever, if that's even
the
the right word.
the infinite
Yeah,
the
the infinite
infinite
loop.
loop of apologizing
Uh,
between
anything?
her and Todoroki.
Mm-hmm.
Todo, I can't pronounce her name right, but yeah, and then the I can't even remember its name. The new spice guy that they announced, who can tell basically judge his cooking by the smell and stuff. Yeah, he was.
It's very.
Oh,
Uh,
go ahead.
it's very much. To me, felt like it's still a good episode as like
Yeah.
usual, but
Yes. It
it
definitely
felt
felt.
very much like a hype
Yeah.
episode in my
Yeah.
opinion.
It definitely felt like it was like starting to set everything up for the next episode. Like they showed all the elections getting set up and stuff, and they finally showed Creepy Girl, and they introduced you to another more major characters and stuff. So it definitely felt like it was more of a setup episode
Hmm.
than having much of anything really exciting going on.
It still gets you hyped up for
Yeah,
the curry off.
the curry off, which now that I think about, sort of does explain the use of their their use of the song in the ED, because the song is actually called Sachin no Sexy Curry, which I will note that I've actually really been liking the second ED a lot.
I need to listen to it again. I know I didn't think it was that bad. I just didn't think it was anything compared to the first one.
Yeah, I like
Because
the first.
the first ending encapsulated the
Yeah.
show so
Yeah,
much.
I
Just
like the
people
first.
falling nude
Yeah.
on fruits, and then you just had the
Yeah.
random orgasmic reaction to whoever was important in the episode.
Yeah, I feel like the first closing did a good job of summarizing the show, but I actually like the second closing song better, just a bit better. I don't know, that's just me. I just really like it.
Hmm.
But yeah, openings I don't really have an opinion on either of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely felt like it was more of a basically getting you ready for the next couple of episodes kind of episode.
Hmm.
But yeah, any other thoughts on Food Wars?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Well, I'm behind on it, so
Yeah. Okay. I guess then, moving on. Gate.
so good.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm really enjoying that show right
yeah,
now.
I'm still really enjoying it, but the thing is, I feel like I sort of have the opposite problem I have with Gangsta, where with Gangsta I feel like it's taking itself too seriously. I feel like with Gate I kind of wish it took itself just a bit more seriously than it does.
That's fair. I like the way it's doing things a lot right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it does sort of feel like sort of like everything about it feels like a sort of opposite of Outbreak Company, like just the thematically and even with the sort of culture shock, it feels reversed. So I'm going in with that in mind, but it just feels like it's just doesn't feel like it's taking itself seriously enough to me is the thing. But otherwise, I'm actually genuinely enjoying it.
I like how it sort of doesn't take itself too seriously, where it's able to inject a little bit of humor in in some very serious situations without feeling like forced and bad. Like some other shows, like for example, Akame ga Kill, that injected humor into
Yeah.
serious situations and didn't quite pull it off the same way that Gate does.
Yeah. Like I
Where
still do enjoy the humor, but I don't know. I just really wish they took the whole series more seriously.
Well, I mean, like, just an example that sticks out to me is when, like, it was a few episodes back when the town was being attacked by the bandits, and people were like, "Listen to Princess Pina Colada," and I'm like, and I actually like
Yeah.
laughed out loud because like it's serious and they're not making a joke, but like the like Pina Colada, it's fun. Princess Pina Colada is
I
fun. Like that's just funny, you know.
I'm just not sure if the author was like, "Hey, this will be a joke," or if he just, I need an English name. What's his drink? Okay, that'll work.
Either way, it was funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, like, and that's what I mean by how they like inject humor into serious situations without it seeming forced.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like overall, I'm still really enjoying the series, though I'm probably not as big on it as as a lot of other people are right now. But yeah, it's see this week's episode they were, oh yeah, the guy got the main guy got captured, and it's like and then of course he gets maids, a cat girl maid and bunny girl maid
And a Gorgon maid.
and a Gorgon maid.
And of course, he didn't turn into stone because Japan.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. But yeah, and then they come in to rescue him, and it's like, hey, they wind up
Having a little
sending
party.
a little party, and of course the one guy basically gets all the one the second in command dude, or was it the main dude's bodyguard or something? I couldn't
The
remember.
secondary otaku.
Yeah, the secondary otaku. He just gets all around
Jealous.
around the, and then basically bows to the cat girl, and it's basically, I my hobbies are reading dojin and watching anime.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I did sort of felt like they were setting it up for the next episode when they're actually going back to Japan with the three chicks and the two and Pina Colada and her subordinate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forget her name, so I just call her ring hair,
Ring hair.
ringlets,
Ringlets.
Miss Ringlets,
Yeah, that's a good enough nickname.
Ringlet Sound.
It'd be funny if they come back and then her name translates to onion ring or something like that. But it's giving
Onion ring.
pina colada wouldn't have shocked me whatsoever.
Pina colada and onion rings. Yeah, sure, that sounds like a bar snack to me.
I'm actually looking forward to where it's going
Yeah.
because it sort of to me feels like the first like really interesting thing that's actually happened in a while. So
Yeah.
In the show, or like the show is.
like I mean like to me it finally feels like it's gonna get somewhere.
Mm.
Like I've liked
Yeah.
it so far. I'm sort of like JJ. So it sort of felt like it was very like taking its time to set up things.
Well, it's a two core show.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it has the time to take things a bit more slowly than most of our other simulcasts because it's getting twice as many episodes. So
Yeah.
like we're only like a quarter of the way through,
Hmm.
whereas with most of the other shows
We're
we're
about
like with
halfway.
Charlotte we're about halfway done, you know.
Hmm.
So it doesn't need to pick up the pace as much, and I like that. I feel like I'd like to see more two core shows. I like their pace more than
Hmm.
a lot of one core things feel a bit rushed.
Yeah.
But
But yeah. Anything else about Gate?
I don't.
I'm really interested in some of the fantasy characters coming to our world
Mm.
and seeing how that happens, because I felt like a few episodes back when they had like this little section of like the heads of different governments talking to each other, I feel like they're setting up some sort of bigger underlying plot that's going to come to fruition later on that I'm very interested in.
Mm. Yeah, it could be that, or it might wind up just being like world building or something.
Mm.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I can't
Yeah.
tell the future.
Yes, you're not a time traveler or anything.
Well, time travel, I can only go to the past.
Uh,
I'm not from the future.
well, they always say traveling into the future is a lot more easier than traveling into the past.
Yeah, but sending D-mails is fun.
True.
Microwave bananas.
But anyways, let's see. I guess moving on, we'll talk about Wagnaria. So did you watch today's episode, Alex?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I think
Yamada's mom.
I might have a general idea
Yeah. Yeah. This
what
week's
happened, but
episode, they introduced Yamada's mom, and they sort of resolved the thing with Yamada, being away from her, basically running away, and
Hey, Alex. Sorry. Have you read the manga or something?
hmm at
Okay,
least
so
what's
you don't. So like
available.
we
So
can
I
say
have.
whatever we
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead. I
Okay.
have a general idea of what it
yeah,
probably went
Yeah.
down this
Okay. So
episode.
yeah,
so this was when Yamada was reunited with her family,
yeah,
and
and then Oto finally was reunited with his wife.
Doesn't he
yeah,
lose her again? I guess.
I imagine
not
he
yet.
will,
It was
but
it was at the very end of the
that
episode. He'll
yeah,
probably lose her right at the beginning of the next one.
that would make most
Um,
sense.
it
Sorry
was
to
like
spoil anything.
him finding her was like literally the last thing that happened before the end credits. So
Yeah.
I'm sure before the opening credits roll next week, she'll be gone.
Yeah. But yeah, it's they sort of like they introduced Yamada's mom, and they sort of went in through like why she ran off because her brother ate her natto.
It was so feels heavy right up until that moment. She's like, "Oh, I have like a horrible home life," but it was okay until my brother ate my snack.
I'm running away.
That perfectly sums up Yamada. But yeah,
She's
There's
one of
like
my. I know a lot of people think she's annoying, but she's honestly one of my favorite
yeah.
characters.
I
no.
mean,
She's a pest, but she's a brilliant pest. That's
yeah,
the
that's
thing.
the thing.
She's
She's
the pest you
annoying,
can't
but
hate.
she's a pest you can't hate. Like she's annoying, but in an enjoyable way.
They should have just made her uh, the restaurant's mascot character. Just have her stand out front and say hi to people and stuff.
But that would be actual work.
It would be actual work that she could actually do without breaking anything, maybe.
Maybe.
Keyword maybe.
This is your
Probably
mom we're
just
talking
she
about.
probably wound up breaking the windows somehow in the
For the
restaurant,
customers.
trying to put on some like grand display
Breaking the
with
customer.
her teddy bear.
Yeah, Daisy.
Mm.
But yeah, I actually really liked how they did Yamada's mom. Like, I like the whole part where their now deceased father left them a manual on how to converse with their mom, or how to basically a manual for their mom. Like,
I
her
don't understand the mom's character at all.
bas-
Like, I don't even think it's like my first thought would be like, oh, she has the most extreme social anxiety in existence. But then I feel like it's more, that's not even it. She just is incapable of basic communication.
maybe. But it's like they left the manual for their mom, and Yamada never read it because she assumed it was one of the study books her mom gave her.
I also really, just as far as the writing goes, I liked how the same situation was so different from Yamada's perspective versus
Yeah.
the mom's perspective.
Yeah, it's like Yamada thought, oh, she's throwing all these books at me and she just wants me to, she's just forcing me to study. Whereas from her mom's perspective, she's trying to basically help her daughter out, and it's like she assumes this will like raise up, or just she's trying to help her out, but she doesn't quite know how.
Hmm.
Or at least there's a bit of a miscommunication, because of course, but
A bit.
and of course her brother is not really helping much. I still can't get over the whole he ate her natto and that's what caused her to leave.
And then he's just like, I don't remember that. That's such an older brother thing to do. I also like the note, I ate your natto. It wasn't very good. Big bro.
It's like he left a note for
Yeah.
her. But yeah, let's see. Was there much else in the episode? I can't quite remember. Like there is, like there all the staff was trying to. Oh yeah, she was staying at what's his name? The main character's house was his sister's.
Katanashi.
Yeah, Katsunashi.
Takadashi Katanashi. I don't
So
understand how Pupperu like hasn't gotten it by now. Like literally everybody else says Takanashi all the time, and she's just like Katanashi-kun.
well, it's Wagnaria. The whole staff is weird, a bunch of
Yeah,
weirdos. So
kind of reminds me of my job.
yeah. But yeah, and then the whole staff is trying to get Yamada to go back to her home, and
Hmm.
stuff. And it's like, and then when Kyoko comes in, it's like, or not Kyoko, what's her face? The chick with with the samurai sword.
Well, yeah, I understand how you got the confusion because the only thing she ever says is Kyoko blah,
Yeah, and
Kyoko this, Kyoko that.
and then when she starts talking about Kyoko, it's like, and then Takanashi is like, run Yamada.
Yeah, I like and then when Kyoko actually does come in, like Kyoko's like, oh, I'll help. Yamada, go home.
Cut to this, just straight. She just cut straight to
I
it.
I think my favorite moment of that episode was the old switcheroo.
Which part?
The old switcheroo.
Oh yeah. It's like Yamada, and then you cut to the other. Then it slowly cuts to the other characters, and then when it cuts back, it's Takanashi. Instead, it's like, damn it, the old switcheroo. Yeah.
Ooh, thunder.
It's thunder.
Yep.
Okay, but anything else about Wagnaria?
Who thought of the name of the restaurant? And what were they thinking? And why?
It's not a question you should be asking, Adam. Just assume they were all weirdos. And
Also, who thought of titling the English version of the show Wagnaria when the Japanese title of the show is already an English word?
that was
That's
well,
actually
that was Nis of America, so or maybe yeah, I think the manga over here is also done in translated with working on it. So, yeah, I think that was Nissa of America.
Why you do this?
I
Just
question a
making
lot.
everything more difficult.
Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for them to do a re-release of Katana Gatari, but that's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, back to working. I think I read somewhere that this would be the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I feel like they're gonna
yeah,
hopefully resolve some things.
yeah.
Like,
Even if the manga doesn't necessarily resolve some things, because I think Alex mentioned some stuff with Takanashi.
Here's the thing, I have never. Here's the thing, I know that the manga ended, but I don't think I've ever seen it posted on any site, so I really don't know what happens.
Yeah, but even if it doesn't really resolve anything too fast, I imagine in the anime they will just cut straight to resolving it and everything.
either that or they won't, and they'll just say, "Well, screw you guys."
Yeah,
You
could
know,
be. On the very
I'd like to see some resolution though.
yeah,
I like that we got the resolution for Yamada and her family. I'd like to
yeah,
see the resolution for the guy whose name is Sugar, or
yeah,
translates to Sugar, Sato.
Sato.
Sato and what's her name? Todoroki?
Yeah,
Mm.
Todoroki.
And then Katanashi-kun and
In the main.
Inami.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine they will provide at least some resolution. Whether or not it'll be the last episode or the second last episode, I'm not sure, because they sort of tend to have the tradition of making the last episode Maya's episode.
Yeah. She got in a little bit in episode
Yeah,
3 though.
yeah, that was weird. Like she randomly came in out of nowhere, like they broke tradition.
Yeah.
It's like
What are you doing?
normally she's just that background character like you don't really know much about until after you get to the very last episode, and then she's
I'm pretty sure she's in every episode
yeah,
and doesn't say a thing until the first or last.
yeah, pretty much.
But she's always like there in the background serving.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else about Wagnaria?
No, that's all I had to say.
All right, I guess moving on. Himouto Umaru-chan. So let's
Cute.
yes, cute, cute, cute. Let's see, this week's episode was the birthday one, and
I actually haven't seen it.
oh,
What
you
the
haven't?
hell? No, but it's okay. Talk about it. I'll watch it right now.
Yeah, it's episode 6. Let's see. Yeah, it was Umaru's birthday was like the second half, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
the
god.
game.
Just had the opening blast in my ears.
But yeah, it's like they had at the start. I think they had like the or was it the start? They had that one chick who has anxiety around people come over, and like they were playing like the game of life, like the actual like a video game version of the game of life.
The NES version,
Yeah,
pretty
the
much.
NES, pretty much.
And they're
Or
all,
no, it was like a Amiga version or something.
oh, I don't know, and pretty much
I don't
just
know.
had them.
They seem to like Nintendo in this show, considering the opening references Pokemon, Mario Kart, and Monster Hunter. So
Yeah.
Well, oddly enough, she plays the PS Vita most of the time.
Yeah. Well.
So they also did.
Yeah.
They do have shown the DS as well.
Yeah. But yeah, and
I wonder if she's played Virtue's Last Reward.
but yeah, and in like the first half, it was basically they were playing the game of life, and they were going all the way through it, and like Umaru wound up being the king and stuff, and basically making a whole shit ton of money. Then the anxiety chick basically basically just right off the bat loses so much, and then her older brother's like he changes his job to a chef, and he gets a family and stuff, and the wife oddly enough looks like the one red-haired chick that lives below them, that's Umaru's friend.
Oh god.
Maybe not.
Like if you didn't notice that, she straight up looks like her.
Ship confirmed.
Ship confirmed. But yeah, and then they do all that stuff in the first half, and then that causes the older brother to consider consider cooking as an alternative job as well, or at least look into it. And then in the second half, it's Umaru's birthday, and at the first, like, her older brother's pretending he doesn't actually know it's her birthday. Then so all the time she's like, "Did he forget?" And then of course her friends give her gifts and stuff, but then she comes to the realization that he's doing a surprise party, so she rushes back home and she walks in on him putting up all the decorations and stuff, and it's like he gets really embarrassed. So yeah, it's Himouto Umaru-chan's usual cuteness.
Well, I was gonna ask, anyone like the opening?
Yeah, I like the opening.
It fits so well with the show.
Yeah, it fits the show really well, and it's got a nice beat to it. It's like I'm not sure what my favorite. I can't remember what was having my favorite opening of the season, but
I mean, mine's
it's,
Charlotte, but I'm a fanboy, so.
yeah. But I'd say it's in one of the contenders for my favorite opening. The Himouto Umaru-chan one is.
I was gonna say,
It's
I
not
remember.
like.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's not like the thing that I like. Really, I don't particularly like it, but like I can't deny that it fits perfectly with the show. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not up to, like, it's just not my musical or visual tastes. But like, it's cute and it fits with the show. And I also like Mario Kart and Pokemon and Monster Hunter, so I'm happy that it's in there. That just like I just get happy every single time I see that. But it's the Umaru-fied version of those games,
Yeah.
so which
Yeah.
I would totally play.
And you get your hamster familiars.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know what? How much do you want to bet they're? Oh my God.
They could very
I
well end up
didn't
doing
realize
that.
that there was she has a poster of her fighting game character. Sorry, I'm watching the episode right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure what it is about the opening, but it kind of reminds me of the Defrag opening. I'm not quite sure what it is, but just the overall tone and the hyperactiveness just kind of reminds me of the Defrag opening.
I haven't
All
seen
I know is that
Defrag.
when I was watching the preview one time, they played the opening in the background. I was alongside some of the clips from the show. I'm like, yeah, this is probably gonna be definitely, because I read the manga. I was like, people are definitely gonna think this is the cute show of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
So
It's a very pleasant show to have. I mean, it does kind of feel like they could have just turned it into like a
12 minutes.
12-minute show, and it would have been just as better.
just fine.
Yeah, just fine. But it is what it is, and it's enjoyable altogether. So, not complaining too much.
I still don't understand after 6 episodes. Does she actually go through a physical transformation, or is it just more of a like, oh, she looks like is it more of like a perspective type
Don't
thing?
question it, Adam. This is how
Really,
the
it still
robot
has,
bowels
still really
came
has,
about.
it still really hasn't been explained.
Don't jump into that hamster hole.
The hamster hole, you say?
Well,
The thing is, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it is like some strange thing.
unless she
I really
actually
don't know.
turns into a small child.
I don't imagine it. It's
Like
makes
I don't
much
know if
sense
it's her
why.
body changing or just her personality.
It's
It's probably a
it's
whole
just-
personality
It's
change.
just a visual thing, so don't question it, Adam.
Yeah.
But
Remember what happened when you question robots being, so
Well, I wanted to know how the hell that would work because it seemed stupid. So
yeah, let's just move on. Okay. Do we have anything else to say about Himouto Umaru-chan?
yeah.
Okay, I guess moving on, we'll talk about the latest episode of Rin-ne. So,
man, his father is such an asshole.
yeah, he's the male equivalent of Ragyo, just with stealing money instead of being a total. He is basically a total asshole.
Like seriously, the one part, it's in the beginning, where it's like, I think his grandma gives him the gift for his, what was it, 6th birthday?
Yeah.
And it's like, seriously, you steal your son's birthday gift?
I'd rather have a parent steal money than do what Ragyo did.
Like I don't.
Just saying.
I think that I do think the comparison's a bit unfounded. He's just such a horrible father is the
Yeah.
problem. I don't even want I'm not even saying for something infinitely bad to happen to him at the end of the series. I would just like him get punched at the end
Yeah,
of the series.
just seriously punched. Just doesn't have to be any. It doesn't have to be anywhere specific. Just punched somewhere, very hardly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just he's a really, really shitty father. And of
And
course,
I also gotta say, I don't really like Kine.
yeah, Kind's that not that good. He's not that enjoyable of a character, and it's like,
Because he's pretty much he's still like even after everything that happened, he still holds Rin-ne responsible, and it's like, dude, it's like he has nothing to do with it. He's pretty much as much a he's more of a victim, or as they're pretty much equally victims of Rin-ne's father.
yeah. And of course, Kane's mother is like, she's not that frugal with money. So she's kind of half the problem there.
Hmm.
So yeah, yeah, they were kind of finishing up the part with Kane in the Kane arc in this episode. So they finally returned Rin-ne's soul back, or whatever it was, the flame thing, to him. And then he got his whole hoop thing that can act like a shield and teleport him to basically crim like I don't know, like criminals or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was exactly, but some sort of teleportation thing. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about this episode. It was its sort of usual Rin-ne, sort of like it was enjoyable, but at the same time, it just sort of it didn't feel very deep or satisfying that much to me.
Well, that's essentially how the whole show's been.
Yeah, it's like it's
I'm just concerned now
Yeah,
that this arc is wrapped up that they'll just go back to the romance focus, which wasn't entertaining.
yeah.
So
At the very least, it's almost over. Like there's only like
a few weeks left.
Yeah, a few weeks left. So, eh. Might keep up with it. I might wind up dropping it at some point, depending on how the next couple of arcs go. So,
I don't really see a point in dropping it, to be honest.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I can't think of anything else about Rin-ne. Is there anything else you want to talk about Rin-ne?
nah, I got nothing.
All right. I guess moving on, we'll talk about My Love Story. So let's see. This week's episode was with Takio's mom, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And her pretty much her giving birth.
Yeah. She's kind of like the most awesome mom ever. Whereas it's funny how we're going from parents that are terrible, shitty in Rin-ne to a awesome parent in My Love Story. But yeah. But yeah, it's like her whole thing with Yamato's charm that she's really holding on to that, and it's like she really wants to keep it with her person when she actually gives birth, and
Yeah.
the whole interesting dynamic between all the characters in that episode was really enjoyable, I thought.
Yeah.
And of course, you
And
actually got to. Oh, sorry.
it's kind of hilarious how she's pretty much Takio just completely worried the entire episode. She's just telling him, stop worrying.
Yeah. And then I liked how they actually showed how Takio's father and mother met. And it's like,
And that's one thing I wasn't even expecting, and I actually really liked it too.
yeah, it's like Takio's mom is really considerate of other people, but she isn't quite as considerate of herself as she should be. And it's like her father's like, I want to protect her, but I can't. But she's kind of more strong on her own, so it's not really like I could actually protect her.
Hmm.
So it's an interesting dynamic that they showed in that episode between or interesting backstory they showed in that episode about his parents. And then they actually showed the kid, and Himouto is kind of both Yamato and Tagio were both just had those expressions when they saw.
Takio was hilarious when he was a baby.
Yeah. And then, of course, when he turns to damn it, I forgot the friend character's name again.
Suna.
Suna. He basically turns to Suna and is like, "You have my permission to marry her when she's older," and he's like, "That the age gap is way too wide, dude." But yeah, it was an altogether really enjoyable episode this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like it definitely focused on something more than the actual relationship between the main two characters, which is sort of nice. Like it actually shows the side characters as well, and there are a couple of stories from them as well, which was kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, can't think about what else to say about this episode.
Neither do I. I got nothing.
Yeah, like it was enjoyable, but it was
But the one Lion King part was hilarious.
Oh yeah, the Lion King part. It's like
And Takio's mother didn't really have an idea.
I also liked how they showed both Takio's and Yamata's baby pictures. Is like Yamata's like, she's so adorable, and then Takio's like, wow, he's a really really big baby. But yeah, I guess if we have nothing else to talk about my love story, let's move on to Gangsta. So, let's see, this week's episode was... I'm trying to remember. They did more backstory, right?
Yeah, with what's his name?
I completely...
It's pretty much backstory for both of them. Warwick and I can't remember what's the guy.
Warwick and...
Nick.
Yeah, Warwick and Nick. It's mostly their backstories, like showing them in the past, and then what's her face, sort of going through
Alex.
Alex going through trauma and stuff, and her reliving her trauma from the past, from the drug
When she was a prostitute.
relapse. Yeah, from when she was a prostitute and all that stuff, and more. I think there was like more world building on like and some stuff on the plot, I think, as well, like some organization going after or using
pretty much a war.
A war brewing.
Pretty much starting.
Yeah.
Is this a show I should be watching?
Sure.
Because I've been on the fence about checking it out, it sounds
check it out.
interesting.
If you could dig Bakano, you should be able to dig Gangsta.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like Bakano a lot, and I'm watching Dur.
Yeah.
And I've been interested in checking out Black Lagoon.
Yeah. Black Lagoon and Jormungand are both...
That's also on my plan to watch list. Mostly because Taka Iwazaki.
Yeah. But, see, yeah, it's like, I do complain that it takes itself just a bit too seriously, but altogether it's a really enjoyable series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out later then.
Yeah. And the music is pretty enjoyable as well. Like, it's just sort of continuous, but it's in the background that it's enough to notice it, but it's not, like, too overbearing that you notice it too much. Alright, well, I guess if we have nothing else to talk about, let's see. If you would like to follow us on Twitter, all of our usernames will be in the description, and we are all on My Anime List under the same usernames, I believe.
Yup.
Yep, and if you enjoyed either of this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and share it, and until next time, later.
Peace.
Adios.